Good evening and welcome into Louisville Slugger Field right here in Louisville, Kentucky on a rather overcast day. It's been raining all weekend, but that's not going to stop us from having a great game tonight as Louisville City plays host to FC Montreal. My name's Jim Womble alongside Bob Valvano. And Bob, we should be in for a thrilling game this time around because last season FC Montreal came here and beat Louisville City 4-0.
Yeah, weird series last year. Louisville won north of the border, 2-0 up there, lost 4-0 here, and that was a team that was very good defensively. To give up 4 goals was a bit of a shock. And kind of the same storyline here. Montreal's just 2-12-1, but they have been very, very competitive. In fact, in those 15 matches, last match is the first time all season they've given up more than 2 goals. They gave up 3 to Orlando and lost at home 3-1, but they had a lot of chances in that match. They probably had the better of the play for the first 25 minutes or so. They just have had trouble putting the ball in the back of the net.
And, of course, the other big storyline tonight, this is Scott Goodwin, fan favorite of Louisville City fans, his last game ever in a Louisville City jersey as he's going off to Harvard Med School. Well, you know, what a slacker.
Yeah, I was going to say, some guys just can't take the regimen that goes with being a professional soccer player. They have to back it off. And his program actually, I believe, is actually not only Harvard, it's MIT. So
Yes.
he's just going to take it easy.
I really undersold him there.
Hey, you know, one of the reasons this team has been successful in this city is they got off to a good start last year. And one of the reasons they got off to a good start last year is because of Scott. He was rock solid in goal. He was always responsive to the fans. He had some big matches for them. He had some terrific saves in key situations. And so he certainly is going to, I think, be able to look back and say he certainly left an imprint on this franchise.
Well, absolutely. Of course, once he lost his starting job to Greg Ranjitsingh, Ranjitsingh has come on and played tremendously well, replacing him. But a number of the players have talked to Sean Reynolds, a couple of the defenders, and one of the things they said they miss most about having Scotty in between the posts, and they'll miss him on the team, is the leadership aspect, and he really commanded the goal box. So it's going to be interesting to see what Louisville City will do if anything ever happens to Ranjitsingh, because we don't know a whole lot about what's left.
Well, that is a good point. You know, Scotty, that was one of his big attributes. In terms of physical size, he's not as big as Ranjitsingh is, but boy, did he have a presence out there. And that's something that's still, I think Ranjitsingh himself would probably tell you, still something that he's working on and is going to get better at. But, you know, and especially in a night like this Montreal team is terrific in the counterattack. Their back line is pretty offensive-minded. They will look to push into the attack, and especially in the counters. But they also will give up counters off their counters. So you get a wide-open game at times. But that also means the goalkeepers probably are going to have to step up and make some plays because it probably will be a wide-open game. And Louisville's going to have to do a good job when they get their opportunities on the counter.
Well, either way, Bob, it should be a fun one tonight. I'm looking forward to the call of the game. But coming up right now, we'll get a look at the starting lineups. As here are FC Montreal's starters. In goal, we've got Crepeau, and in the back line, Secunda, Charbonneau. We've got Jiguri, Mikunigwa, Lapare, Kashir, Joseph, Porter, Tabla, and Hamill. Now, Hamill is an important player because now that he's come back healthy, Bob, he scored 3 goals in the last 4 games, so he's really helped out that offensive side that struggled so early on in the season.
And that's been their problem, is finishing. They've had chances, and he's a guy who's, as you said, in the last few weeks has shown that he's able to put the ball in the back of the net.
Absolutely. So now we'll get a look at the home side. The Louisville City starters is actually going on in the background. Scott Goodwin is watching on the big screen, all his teammates sending nice messages about him, and then of course he's on the field with Amanda Duffy and Wayne Estopanol of Louisville City, and he's going to get a special presentation. He's going to actually get his jersey in a frame tonight. So this night's really all about Scott Goodwin. So we'll hopefully get to see him tonight get in if the situation is right. But the starters are Greg Ranjitsingh in the net, Kyle Smith. We've got Paco Craig, Tarek Murad, Ben Newman, and then the captain in the midfield, Aiden Quinn, Paulo Del Piccolo, the University of Louisville product, Niall McCabe, Kadeem Dakers, George Davis IV from University of Kentucky, and up top, Chandler Hoffman, who has come into this year with Louisville City absolutely on fire.
There's a lot of significant differences when you have a 2-team. FC Montreal, of course, part of the organization for the MLS team. But certainly one from an announcer's point of view is all the Louisville City jersey numbers are 2, 4, 6, 11, 7. Montreal's are like a spring training baseball game, 73, 66, 64, 54, 39. You get a lot of the high digits out there.
Absolutely, but either way, it's going to be a fun one tonight, Bob, as we're moments away from getting things started. As Scott's still on the field there, you can see the back in the yellow jersey, and of course him holding his jersey framed forever.
You know, when you start a franchise, there are certain things that happen either by design or happenstance or a combination that become instrumental in your franchise taking hold. Him being the first goalkeeper here was a combination of those things, because James O'Connor said he looked at tape on about 60 or 70 goalkeepers, so he made a pick based on ability, and Scott played really well for this team. They were a good team last year. They were an Eastern Conference finalist. He was the starter all year long, but his personality was terrific. You know, the way the field is set, the Coopers sit right behind the goal at one end here, and he would always acknowledge them, talk to them. He was active in the community, so he was a good player and a great guy, and that was a good combination for a team starting out.
Absolutely, as we are finally underway, and Montreal will be attacking from left to right in the away whites, and Louisville City in the home purples will be going from right to left. And right away off the kick, Montreal in Louisville City territory, looking to get this struggling attack going.
Well, we mentioned that at the top. This Montreal team struggled a bit last year also, but came in here and lit up Louisville 4-0, had a 3-0 lead at the half, if you'll remember. So Louisville's got to get off to a better start tonight. Keep that 14-match unbeaten streak intact.
As Montreal will have another throw in here, deep into Louisville City territory. Because another thing, Louisville City's defense this year has been absolutely phenomenal. So it'll be interesting to see which side wins out, as it from appearance's sake, as you mentioned in the pregame, FC Montreal. Their defense is very attack-minded, as O'Connor pointed out, very good in the counterattack, as there is a semi-opportunity there, but that will be cleared by Louisville City. And again, Montreal trying to get the attack going into the box, picked up by Del Piccolo, and now Dakers.
See, this is where you can hurt them, though. They do push up, and you can get counters of your own. Look at all the space he's got.
As Kyle Smith working along that far side, gets a cross in and a shot early on as he found Hoffman in the box, but going wide. Big goal kick to Montreal.
Yeah, they are an entertaining team to watch, this Montreal team, because they do push up. They love to go on the counter, but then they give up counters to their counters frequently, or their own counterattacks, as you saw there in Louisville, with a good chance here. And just at that point, we were in the first minute, only in the second minute of the game.
Excuse me, I believe that was actually Niall McCabe on the shot. You just got to look at that replay there. As Louisville City gets possession again here, trying to maintain it in the middle of the field. It's a nice play by Davis. And Louisville City will send it back to the middle of the field.
Nice ball, good ball, a lot of room on that right side. Can he catch up to it?
Smith racing to it.
Won't do it. That's the tough stuff. Again, for the fans who've seen this before, know it's a baseball stadium as well, and that's the corner of the warning track for baseball, and there's the carpet over there, and it's a little bit slick. And he looked like he was not quite confident trying to put the brakes on there in that corner.
Yeah, you could see him sensing something was going to happen, so we went ahead and slowed down and let that ball go out of bounds. No harm, no foul.
The interesting stat we gave you, though, is this team with only 2 wins on the year, but they have not given up more than 2 goals in a game up till their last match against Orlando City. And one of those was an own goal. It was a tie at 1-1 at that point, and they gave up, frankly, an own goal. It was one that was just a bad mistake, and the match really turned on that, and they lost 3-1. But it's been they haven't given up a lot for all the kind of wide open play.
As here may be a chance, but that ball way too far in front, and it'll be a goal kick to Louisville City. As Tabla was trying to race on to the end of that one. Now Renjinsing.
Should point out, Rigi got hurt last match, and he's not even here. And that's a big loss for them. Alessandro Rigi, who has led this team in shots, I believe, 22 shots on goal so far in this season. And he had 2 goals against Louisville last year, so that's a big loss for this team.
Absolutely. Yeah, you said it last year. Rigi was a phenomenal player, particularly in the matchup last season. He was an absolute privilege to watch play. It's now Louisville City working along the right side with Smith, and he throws that in, trying to get to Dakers. Dakers races on to it, and he will win a throw-in out of it.
Should, for the fans from Montreal tuning in, offer our apologies right up front that I took 2 years of high school Spanish. I'm not sure Jim had a fine education, but haven't used your French very much, have you? I don't think.
I have not. I took Spanish and Chinese. So
okay, so we'll muddle through. So we apologize in advance if we are not doing justice to the French pronunciations.
That play broken up by Craig. And again along the right side, Smith has a little bit of room.
Ooh, close. Nicely defended there, though.
So he was looking for Niall McCabe, who was going to try and run on to the end of it. Another battle in the midfield, and Hoffman was trying to get onto the end of it, and that ball sent safely back to Crepeau. And again, Crepeau having to send it deep. Oh, now here's a chance for Hoffman. Ball still in play. Davis. He'll send it back to Quinn. Louisville still on the attack. Now he sends it wide to Smith. Smith sends the cross in. Met by a Montreal defender and sent out of harm's way. This M. Kungilwa getting it out of danger for Montreal. Chance. Ben Newman on the left side sends it cross in again, cleared by Montreal. Still in Montreal territory, and Louisville City's pressuring. Picked up by Quinn, potentially costly. Sends the ball into the box, but not enough on it to challenge Crepeau, and too far in front of Hoffman or McCabe. Again, Craig sends it deep to Smith. Smith trying to settle it. Sends the ball into the box, but nobody home.
Boy, Louisville doing a really good job not letting the counter really take shape. As soon as they turn around, Louisville's put the pressure on and won it back.
A dangerous ball into the box. Crepeau having to come off his line and scoop it up as Dacre sent a beautiful cross in, and McCabe almost just dummying it to Hoffman. But excellent job by Crepeau to prevent that one from going in the back of the net.
Crepeau is one of the players on loan to this team from the Montreal Impact. Has never actually played an MLS game for the senior team yet, but he's been on loan here, and this is, I believe, about 23 matches he's played now for the FC Montreal team.
It's now Newman. Sends it back to Del Piccolo.
And here's a mistake.
And here's a potential counter on for Montreal.
Good speed there.
A lot of speed and a lot of power, but eventually taken down, but not out of danger yet. A nice move. Montreal still trying to get a shot or a pass to an open man, but Louisville City surrounding.
But Tabla did a lot of work on that, though. He did about everything he could do. He was taking on everybody, but here's Louisville's counter.
It's now McCabe getting it to Dakers. Dakers putting the moves on. He'll take the shot, deflected.
And now we go back the other way. Well, it's going to be a foul there.
As Craig getting a little too physical there.
It slows the game down a bit, though. But as you can see, they're willing to go up and down. It's amazing when you look at the stats. How in the world have they only had one match where they've given up more than 2 goals when they play seemingly so wide open? But they've gotten some good goalkeeping, and then they put the pressure back on you with their own counters.
As again, there was another look at Daker's shot, defended excellently by.
There's the foul also. Got to look at that.
Montreal, and now Montreal on the far side. That ball sent in, and Del Piccolo will end up with it. And they'll try and get it to Dakers along the right side. Dakers with some fancy juggling. Gets it over to Smith. And Smith, the last several games for Louisville City, has played extremely well on that right side, as a lot of the attack for Louisville City has come from that right side.
Certainly tonight it has. They've been here quite a bit, but now they go to the other side, this time to the middle.
A nice ball into Davis. Davis, the shot, and he beats Crepeau. Louisville City up 1-0 here in the 10th minute. As George Davis, the 4th, with an low ball beating Crepeau wide. Beautiful shot.
Beautiful job by Louisville. As you said, Jim, look, they were working almost exclusively on the right side. Here they go to the left side, and that little ball right there was the key. And then they gave him too much room, let him turn and kind of walk in. But a nice pass to start that. Was that, who sent the pass? Was it Murad?
That was Tarek Murad on the pass.
Beautiful pass. Forgive us working with a tiny little monitor this week. But it was Murad with a beautiful pass. And then Davis, they made the mistake of letting him turn and actually taking a couple of steps forward before he pulled the trigger. That was much too close to allow him that much room, and he made them pay. Beautiful finish. And here's another chance.
Davis again, find it to McCabe. McCabe, that shot deflected. A beautiful save by Crepeau, as that one was
a terrific stop.
Destined for the back of the net. As now Smith sends a cross in. That one's asking questions, and that one goes in the back of the net. That's pandemonium here in Louisville Slugger Field, as Hoffman getting onto the end of that one, beating Crepeau again on the right side of the net. As Louisville City now up 2-0.
And I mean, now this is just, the barrage has begun. Take a look at this here.
As Davis was the key guy here on this.
Well, we watched away from the ball there. We were watching Davis, but he was not the one that put it in the back of the net. But still, a beautiful cross, a nice finish. I'll tell you, this Louisville City team is playing at a very, very high level right now. Chandler Hoffman scoring goals at a tremendous rate, but they are playing the whole game right now, Jim. You know, defensively, they're not letting this team get a sniff. Every time they start a counter, Louisville turns it right back around. And then how many chances has Louisville had already in the first 12-plus minutes?
Which interesting you say that, actually, because one of the things we've talked about and we haven't mentioned tonight is typically Louisville City's been slow to start games.
Well, you know, I think they remember last year. They remember, you don't want to take anything away from the opponent. They came in here and just soundly kicked Louisville's butt, but I think they might have looked past them a little bit. Remember they were on a streak last year. I believe it was 6 matches last year, and then they got their doors blown off. I think Coach O'Connor read on the Riot Act today about not making that same mistake. He had the team watch a lot of film and showing them how competitive they've been, and it wasn't hard to find a lot of tape that would show that. It wasn't like they had to go digging, but certainly a great start for the home team tonight.
It's now just 14 minutes into this one. Louisville City up 2-0, playing extremely well in this early going, giving Montreal all they can handle right now. So now Murad. As Quinn, a costly turnover there. putting the wheels on, but defended nicely by Craig, stepping in at the last second to prevent any shot from happening.
What a beautiful defensive job to break that up. That was a very, very dangerous situation there. Wound up not even allowing a shot on goal.
As again, Montreal, maybe another chance here of brewing. Ranjitson comes off his line, will scoop it up.
This is a team in Montreal that has had only one match all year where they've scored more than 2 goals. They won at Harrisburg 3-2, but they have had a hard time putting the puck. Here I'm doing hockey, still in my hockey one. Putting the ball in the back of the net. No question about that. Where of course Louisville's had a boatload of games where they've scored 3 and 4, and they've been
now another cross sent into the box. Well, that one cleared by Montreal, but only as far as Noonan. Another cross sent in. The ball headed back, but going out of bounds will be a goal kick to Montreal as Dacos was trying to get it back into play.
Louisville's had 5 games with 3 or more goals, 4 of which were 4 goals. So offensively explosive. And we were concerned about that at the beginning of the year, obviously, when Matt Fondy moved on. But they've been able to score goals. They're picking up right where they left off last year.
As there was actually a yellow card shown on the field, and we'll get that player for you here in just a moment. It's now Montreal.
Captain Aiden Quinn got a yellow card. Did not see why. Did you see why?
No, I just kind of saw the ref walk up and hand the yellow card, so I'm not really sure if maybe something he said or something he did. Not.
I was looking at those stats. I was reading about goals scored and didn't see the play at all.
It's now Louisville City. Del Piccolo. Sending it up to Davis. Davis almost with the turnover there, but Quinn stepping in to save it. Now working on the near side. As a deflection there, but picked up by Crepeau. As Davis was trying to get that to either McCabe or Hoffman. There's another look at Quinn again. Just showed that yellow card. There's another deep ball by Montreal. Ranjitsing scoops it up. As a dangerous header, but he's off. As Dacos was trying to flip that up to Hoffman. Hoffman not really sure he agrees with the ref on that call.
Let's take a look. Wow, really? Tough to tell from that angle.
So again, we're a little far away. So, but from that replay, it looked like he might have been onside. But either way, the play was stopped in Montreal with possession.
So this is their commitment to build their franchise was with young, homegrown players. So there's some growing pains, but this Louisville team is really schooling them tonight. They are off to a great start.
As Dacos now gets that over to Quinn. Quinn to Davis. Davis pushed down.
Wow.
There's no call there.
No foul there.
Montreal maybe trying to get their counter started.
Yeah, but again, look at Louisville's done a really good job. Look at that, defending, not allowing the counter. What a terrific defensive play there by Smith. They just don't let him get a head of steam up in the counter.
You got to think maybe that's something the Louisville City worked on in practice. Because right now they are not giving Montreal much space at all.
And especially in the counter. Very, very cognizant of ability to counter.
There's a beautiful ball to Newman, and he heads it back to Quinn. Louisville City working from midfield now up to Dakers. Dakers putting the moves on. They'll send it back to Del Piccolo. Now another beautiful pass and opportunity, but Crepeau coming up huge with the save.
Getting off the line nicely. Louisville's doing a really good job of very patiently getting the ball swung to the opposite side, crossing it, and then looking to the middle, and that one quick pass and the one touch right there, and that's what led to the goal earlier by Davis, and that was a great chance there, same play.
Of course, the last outing out for Louisville City was against FC Cincinnati, and that was a 0-0 draw. But in the game before against Toronto FC2, Louisville City was the one-touch passing once they got their attack going is what gave them that 4-1 win at the end of it, as their attack was incredible to watch. And tonight in the early going so far, about 20 minutes in, looking like more of the same.
I love how they spread the defense. They go wide, then back to the middle.
As Dakers at all kinds of space sends a dangerous cross in. And Crepeau again having to come up big.
Yeah, finally showing a little bit of frustration, I think, with his defense. There's just entirely too much room in key spots here. Here's Dakers. He's got a lot of room to run on the wing, but now watch to the middle here. The pass, so you just can't see it, but a very, very dangerous ball. Louisville came very close to getting its third marker of the day here.
Of course, it's a Louisville City corner kick presented by Falls City Beer. And Louisville City got two players now standing over the ball, and they'll take it short again.
Look at all that room, though.
As the shot by Davis deflected, and Louisville City will get another corner kick here.
I mean, it's no different than most any other game. In the middle of the field, you've got to be your strongest, and there's all sorts of room there for Louisville. After they get it wide, coming back to the middle, all sorts of opportunities.
As again, Louisville City with two players standing close. We'll see if they go long or short again, and they'll take a long corner kick, and Crepeau coming up to punch it out.
Nice play by Crepeau. Still not out of danger, though.
As Del Piccolo battling for possession, and then we'll go out of bounds, and we'll stay with Louisville City. It'll be a throw-in.
Did well to only concede the throw and not a third straight corner, though.
As Louisville City backtracking just a little bit, is now Craig getting up to Dakers, surrounded, gets it to Davis. Another cross sent in. Dakers with a nice turn, but picked up by Montreal. That one sent out of bounds, though, so we'll stay with Louisville City. Let's keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL and its 29 teams. Quinn. Louisville City will again start this attack on the right side. Is now Dakers going with that Magic Johnson no-look pass to no avail. As Quinn, a nice ball, both Dakers and Smith in the area. Smith picks it up. Gets it back to Dakers. Now Quinn, a nice give and go with Dakers. The cross, a shot deflected, and Crepeau ending up with it.
Beautiful passing in tight quarters there, though, by Louisville City.
So now Montreal again was trying to get something started along this far side, but Paco Craig is there to break it up.
Rock solid performance so far for Louisville. It remains #1 in the USL power rankings for this week. Sacramento moved up to #2 this week. FC Cincinnati's up to #3, team that had a draw with Louisville in their last match.
Again, Louisville City very patient right now, just holding on to the ball. Dakers with a little bit of space.
Again, to the middle of the field is entirely too much time and space for this Louisville team. That was an errant pass.
As Del Piccolo was trying to get a one-touch cross over to Newman.
Gotta love what they're doing, though, offensively. They are going sideline to sideline, making that defense really be under pressure no matter where you are on that back line.
There's a long ball from Montreal, but again, Craig there with the head to break up any chance of getting that ball to Jackson Hamill.
Not only breaking it up, but so effortlessly winning possession and then just reorganizing and starting the attack. Is that ball out wide, then back to the middle and a lot of room.
As McCabe, he'll take the shot, and that one never had a chance as it was always long.
Still very, very cohesive performance so far by Louisville. Both ends of the field, sideline to sideline, end line to end line. No disrespect to Rand Ginsing. He hasn't had much to do, but other than that, everybody else has been rock solid so far.
As Louisville City again working in the middle of the field, pressured slightly there as a bit of a high line by Montreal. And again, the right side, Kyle Smith with time and space. Nice ball to Dakers, even better back pass. Broken up by Montreal.
Overcast night, but not too unpleasant. In fact, it looks like the rain may hold off, and it's another good crowd here for Louisville City FC. Had a record crowd last match with that scoreless draw against Cincinnati.
So now the counter on for Louisville City. McCabe somehow holding on to possession, gets it to Davis. Davis, the cross, cleared by Montreal, but will stay with Louisville City. Now Newman switching fields. And they'll try it along the right side now as Smith with a bit of space. Smith sends another cross in. That one dealt with beautifully by Montreal. But again, Louisville City will maintain possession.
They just keep the pressure on. No chance at the counters that this team has done a good job of all year, especially in their last match against Orlando.
There's a nice move there, but Montreal breaking it up. Defense holding fast. But again, right back to Louisville City's Davis with a beautiful move. He'll send a cross in.
Well, they're under siege right now. That's going to be a foul.
As Jackson and Murad having, looks like a few words after the play. And Montreal will take it quickly. Get over to Jackson. Jackson hounded by Craig.
I was going to say, look at the difference in the middle of the field of the defensive pressure. It gives you an idea what we're talking about.
There's that tableau, but now a cross sent in. Goes over everybody's head, and Smith clears it.
Nicely tackled away there.
As Davis keeping it in. I don't want to throw in out of this one.
Everybody playing both ends. Del Piccolo that time with a nice play to break that up.
It's Montreal very high right now, putting a lot of pressure on. It's Del Piccolo. Will send a ball kind of in between Smith and Dakers. Smith gets a foot onto it. But Montreal wins it back. foul going against Louisville City.
Big stretch of schedule here for Louisville City, as we talked about in earlier broadcasts. This is the third of 4 consecutive home games, so Louisville City trying to get some momentum. They're keeping it going, 14 in a row unbeaten. It's going to be another foul on Louisville.
As Davis was racing in, trying to get away from Porter, runs right into him.
I'm not sure what he's complaining about here. At least in the live action, it looked like a pretty clear-cut call. He comes from the back and just runs him over. I mean, I'm not sure what he's objecting to.
This Davis may be playing the wrong football right there. As there a whistle, so leave retake this free kick as Porter taking it a little bit too quickly. He's actually being told to back it up a little bit. Sends a low ball in to Tabla. Another nice pass, a beautiful move, shot saved by Ranjitsingh.
Well, you know, even he got into the act. Ranjitsingh has something to do there. Takes away that near post. Good opportunity, by far the best opportunity for Montreal. And look at Ranjitsingh with the good distribution to start the counter. Throws it all the way out to midfield, and Louisville on the attack now.
Now Dakers. Nice step over, a beautiful pass in.
He got pushed. Can't really call that, but that was very physical play in the box there.
Of course, then on the other end just a moment ago was Gagnon Lapare with that beautiful cutback in the box just to get a shot off. Again, Ranjitsingh coming up with a save, and that really the first chance for Montreal.
Here's the one you were talking about. And a good chance. It really was a nice ball and put on goal by Gagnon Lapare, but Ranjitsingh up to the task.
He actually nutmegged Paco Craig, who's doing right between his legs.
There's going to be a corner kick opportunity. Now, when they got the one goal they got against Orlando was off a corner kick. They drew a penalty and then they scored from the spot. But they put some pressure on in their set pieces, so Louisville will have to watch here.
As Joseph will line up to take this one. Of course, 2 players standing near the ball. That ball sent in, but met by Craig. Although Montreal will maintain it. Another cross sent in, met by Davis. Now Ranjitsingh off the restart.
Gesturing to see a run down the wing there, and they're not. That's what he's been looking for, and he finally got it.
As Davis, and the flag is up as he was just off. But again, that play is there and might be for the rest of the night, with Montreal playing that very high line on defense. In the 34th minute here, Louisville City still up 2-0, although Montreal with maybe a chance here.
Nicely played by Ranjitsingh again, who had to come out. That's 2 good stops for the Louisville goalkeeper. That was an awkward ball because you're not entirely sure where. Take a look again. You're not completely sure if this is going to deflect off the initial pass, but it comes back down to the ground, and Ranjitsingh then can react and get down low and take it right off the foot and put it over the end line for a corner.
As Montreal takes it quickly, and they'll do a short pass. Louisville City trying to break it up as they surround Jackson. Or excuse me. Maybe that's a tabla again.
Obviously, the goalkeeper to get back to that play has got to be concerned, because if he comes out too quickly, can be popped right over your head. A header go right over you as you're coming out, so you got to wait. But if you wait too long, you're afraid he's going to be able to take it down with his feet and put it right past you. But Jincy played that very, very well.
There's a well-played ball to Dakers, and he cuts it back, trying to get it to Smith, but broken up by Montreal. And now
here's one of their counters. But again, look at Louisville get back. Look at the purple jerseys coming back.
As Dakers racing back to actually break that one up.
I mean, I'm counting right now, 2, 4, 6, 7 purple jerseys surrounding the 3 white jerseys that were trying to get that counter going. That's pretty good odds for the defense.
So in the 35th minute here, Louisville City working along the far side now. It's Dakers. He'll send a cross in, beats everybody, and Crepeau coming up with the save once again. As Hoffman and McCabe were both racing in. Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive news and interactive content. Also, you can follow at USL on Twitter to keep up with all of the live action during the 2016 USL season. And of course, all USL matches are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Follow the action on the USL YouTube channel. It's Dakers, and he absolutely getting run over.
That's, wow.
And a straight red here.
My goodness.
As the captain is out, Jeremy Gagnon-Lapare.
Wow.
And Dakers still down on the ground.
Let's see if we get another look at this. There goes Dakers, and he's going to get hit hard. Oh, he got an elbow right in the face. Straight red. I can understand getting booked for that. I could certainly understand a yellow.
I would have agreed with a yellow card, but
boy, that's
straight red seems a bit harsh.
That seems a bit harsh, and it will take the captain's band off for Lapare, whose night is done, and Montreal's problems mount. Down 2 goals, and now they'll play down a man.
As again, maybe we'll get another look at that. See, maybe we missed something on the replay.
I think the elbow in the head is the one that got the officials' attention. You know, he were running in different directions. But watch his left arm. See, well, I don't know if you can see from this angle, but his left arm right there gets Dakers right in the kisser. And I think that's the one that led the official to think there was some intent there. It's always tough to climb at a player's head, but that's what the official has to do. Louisville now having everything go their way.
As Del Piccolo sends this one in,
Ooh,
met.
Dangerous.
Going wide. As that was Paco Craig, who's been playing excellent on the defensive side coming up. Heading that ball just wide.
See, the left elbow, I think, is the one that really got his attention.
Now Dakers on the far side.
It's going to be a corner for Louisville, isn't it? Yes, it is.
As it's another Louisville City corner kick presented by Falls City Beer. And Montreal, what started as an uphill battle with that 2-0 deficit, has become surprisingly more difficult playing a man down. Del Piccolo sends it in. That ball still up in the air in the box. Crepeau coming out. That ball sent back in, going just wide.
Yeah, Crepeau didn't get much on it when he came out. He tried to come punch it and didn't get much on it at all.
As we got actually a Montreal player down on the ground right now.
Official beckoning the bench. You see Coupeau got a little bit on it, but it didn't really get out of harm's way. Just fortunate his shot went wide because he was helpless after trying to punch it and then winding up on the turf.
We've got Anthony Jackson, who is right now down. Coupeau, I think, landed on him.
Well, he got sandwiched. Coupeau came from the back, and the Louisville player was in the front trying to get ahead on the ball, and he got sandwiched between the two of them. I'm not sure whether he got hurt on that or, as you said, when Coupeau fell, he fell right on him.
As Jackson immediately was holding his head, too, so it appears he's sitting up now.
Here it is. Take a look again. See, Coupeau goes over the back. I think he's hit him already. I think he's hit him in the head with his elbow. You can see he's holding his head right there. Shot just went wide, but you can see actually he didn't land. He didn't land on the ground on him. It was as he was going up, and then I believe when he came down, caught him in the head with his elbow. There he goes, though. Seemingly, he's got to go out for a minute. Takes his captain's armband with him.
Is that definitely a good sign from Montreal that Jackson was able to get up on his own strength? As for just a brief moment, Montreal will be down 2 players.
Let's come back on.
And now back to 10. City again. Ball played up to Dakers, now wide to Smith. Back to Del Piccolo. To Quinn in the middle field, some room. We'll play it again to the near side. As Quinn, he'll fancy a pass. Now Dakers, unable to control it. Louisville City will keep it. The attack going is Del Piccolo now across sent in. Couldn't quite find McCabe. It'll be a goal kick. Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow @Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. Now Montreal maybe trying to get something on this near side, but that ball sent too far in front of Jackson. Ranjitsingh will have himself another goal kick. As Noonan trying to get that up to McCabe.
Nice pressure by Louisville, wins it back.
As Davis to Dakers. Sends it wide to Smith, right back into the fray. Now a shot, and that one going missing near post as McCabe couldn't quite get that one on target.
Beautiful ball movement, left side, middle, right side, middle, left side shot. I mean, just a whole bunch of folks involved and spreading that defense out. A lot of pressure, especially there's a lot of pressure if they were playing with 11. Hard enough to do that. Now with 10, all sorts of holes.
Get another look at that last sequence. Again, a beautiful ball initially from Dakers.
Nice passing, nice spacing. Much away from the ball. The good runs guys are making to create space.
As Craig gets it up to Dakers. Dakers a nice move, and he'll have to pass it back to Craig. As Louisville will look to reset. Now Davis on this near side.
Dakers has been doing a lot of work. Here he is again.
Del Piccolo now to Quinn. McCabe, a nice cross sent in.
Oh,
Davis!
what a stop! Oh my goodness. He was offside though. But
regardless,
Crapeau with a sensational, meaningless stop because it was offside. But what a great play by the Montreal keeper. Take a look. Beautiful little chipped ball there. He's already offside, but Crapeau comes out and closes out on the shooter and makes a self-defense save. It would have hit him right in the face if he didn't block it, but a good play. And as we said, he was offside to begin with.
There's now some room again on the right side of Smith. He'll close in.
In a corner.
As it's another Louisville City corner kick presented by Falls City Beer as we're here in the 45th minute. Get a look at the stoppage time here in just a minute. 2 minutes of additional time.
Well, last year Louisville gave up 3 first-half goals, so they'd like to return the favor here in these last 2 minutes. If they can put one more in the back, really cementing what has really been a very dominant performance.
There's a wide cross sent into Davis. Davis.
Nice hit there. Coach O'Connor not all that pleased with that particular effort.
Of course, the last several games, Louisville City have done a number of different plays off the corner kick. Sometimes going short, and sometimes like that, going wide and long, trying to get a player like Davis racing in to get a nice volley in on the net. It's Davis with the ball again in Louisville City. And Smith, all kinds of space on the far side, and they'll play it to him. Now to Dakers, back to Smith, and Smith, another cross sent in. That one goes past everybody, but Davis will maintain possession. And he's dispossessed. And Montreal trying to get out of harm's way.
Again, they're very difficult for them to put any sequence of passes together. A couple of passes and then Louisville is just swarming defensively. Really good defensive pressure all over the field.
As Quinn, another deep ball, and Crapeau will pick that up easily, and he'll send it right away. Looking for Jackson. A beautiful punt. Jackson waiting for support. A nice pass. The cross sent in. But again, Louisville City defense for the moment holding firm. As Montreal with maybe one last chance before the half, but Dakers breaks it up. And that will do it for the first half here at Louisville Slugger Field. As what an incredible half, 2 goals, a red card with which again, that header to that elbow to Dakers. Hard to argue with the ref there, but again, Bob, an interesting first half for sure.
Well, Louisville came out, and obviously Coach O'Connor, much was made of the 4-0 loss to this team last year. They only have 2 wins on the season. He was trying to make sure his team would not look past these guys, and certainly hasn't looked like they did. They came out for a team that's had trouble getting off to good starts. This Louisville team got off to a great start, a lot of pressure early. Defensively, they've been rock solid, and they've had chance after chance. Very impressive first half for the front-running Eastern Conference team, the Louisville City FC, with a really, really impressive first half performance.
On this 4th of July, Louisville City FC up 2-0 over FC Montreal as they head into the locker room. Be sure to stay tuned as we'll have highlights and more coming back in just a moment.
stretched out to the middle. Back to
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score!
Bernardo forwards. Hey, it's in! Rochester has the lead, and again, it's St. Louis.
We'd like to take a moment tonight to recognize Brown Foreman Cooperage members from Cooper's Craft, along with loyal friends and fans from the Louisville Coopers. On behalf of Lee City, we salute you.
Thank you.
City would like to say a special thank you to our corporate partners, including El Jimador, Papa John's, Chevrolet, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Modelo Especial. Blue City would also like to thank Falls City Beer, Beer Nose, Schuler Valley, Louisville International Airport, Blairwood Tennis Swim and Fitness, and Tony Blue Balls. Blue City FC would like to thank our corporate partners, Louisville Geek, Hometown Pizza, Window World, Great Clips, and Paula Vander McMahon and the V Foundation. It's now time for the WLKY Lightning Round with Mark Anthony Kay. Take it away, Fred Cowgill.
WLKY presents a Louisville City Lightning Round.
I am Fred Cowgill. This morning at the day, this is the soccer midfield lightning round. Touch the ball and ask questions and answer.
Welcome back into Louisville Slugger Field right here in Louisville, Kentucky, as we're getting close to the start of the second half as Louisville City FC leading FC Montreal 2-0. I'm Jim Womble, and we'll get a look at the highlights from the first half. As we'll start off, Louisville City starting it early with Smith getting a nice cross into the box. And the first attempt for Niall McCabe. And then we'll get a look here, 2 looks at this beautiful goal by George Davis off some nice passing from Louisville City and a nice turn as again, there's a look. Davis with a beautiful turn. And another second goal here for Louisville City as very quick look at that one as it really confused everybody. And there's George Davis getting a little too physical, perhaps the wrong style of football. And he was really the only chance for Montreal in that first half. And we'll get one look here at this chance for Montreal as Rand Jitson coming up big there to kind of stop that from developing. And here was another key moment in the match, the red card. So Montreal would play the rest of this half. Of course, he's not necessarily agreeing with the call there, but that elbow to Dakers will cause Montreal to be playing a man down the rest of the way. And then McCabe again, another chance, but that one going just to the near post. And here's a look at the stats as Bob Valvano now joining me here in the booth as we're mere moments away from the second half. And really, Bob, a couple of times you pointed to me and said the stats don't always tell the story of the first half, but tonight they really do, particularly with the shots.
Yeah, 11 shots for Louisville, only 1 for FC Montreal. Louisville got 3 on frame, and then, of course, the corners for 2, and the one big red card for FC Montreal that is going to let them have to force them to play with 10 the rest of the night. So it's going to be a very daunting challenge to get back in this match. What I think we all want to see for Louisville as they're making their way back to the field is they're going to give us a chance to see Scotty Goodwin one last time, as this will be his last match in a Louisville jersey. They honored him before the game, and Louisville really dominating play so far with a 2-0 halftime lead. But, you know, it's human nature. I don't think they were quite as sharp the last 15 minutes of the first half, but Jim, they have been very, very impressive in 2 things. Their passing and ball movement's been extraordinary on the offensive side, and defensively, they have swarmed back to give no opportunities in the counter to this team. This team really has hung its hat on their ability to create counters. Even though they haven't scored a lot of goals, they've had a lot of chances. They've been very good in the counter, and this team defense has not allowed them to get any momentum when that opportunity's presented itself.
Yeah, absolutely. The attack for Louisville City has been very quick decisions, a lot of one-touch passing when it was important to do so. As Ranjitsingh right now huddling up with the team. So at the moment, it looks like he'll be starting here in the second half. Hopefully for the fans tonight and for Scott Goodwin as well, as I think he deserves a chance to get in for one last time.
Yeah, hopefully that would be the case. That would be a nice gesture. He deserves it. He's been a solid guy. You know, when you're trying to start a new franchise, you got to be, it helps when you play well. And this team was a good team last year and even better this year. But you know this, Jim. You got to have a guy who is going to be, when he has an opportunity, when he goes on the radio, when he's talking to the fans, when they come after the match to meet him, he was tireless. And he'd come to a bunch of charity events in town, just a really, really good guy in the community. That certainly helps build your brand locally, and he certainly is going to leave here having been a very popular player in his short time in Louisville.
So we're about to get things underway as Louisville City will start off with the ball in the home purple, and they're going to be going from left to right this time. And Montreal will be going from right to left. And right away, Smith and Dakers, where they started the first half, but broken up by Montreal. A quick throw into Del Piccolo now. Back to Dakers. Trying to find Dakers. Dakers somehow winning the ball there. Trying to get it back to Smith, but too much pace on that one, sends it out of bounds. As Louisville City applying a lot of pressure, making it difficult for Montreal to do anything with the ball, so they'll get it back. And now Smith getting it up to McCabe, to Dakers.
That's what they've been very good at. A lot of pressure. Now they'll swing it around this way and then look back to the middle. Oh, there's a lazy pass there, though. That's going to be a mistake and a turnover.
But Louisville City, again, with the quick response on defense to really prevent any kind of counter. This ball will stay with Montreal here on this throw-in.
And look at the swarm defense. There's just no time and space at all.
Of course, Louisville was actually doing this when both teams were at full strength.
Yes,
and it's going to be even more exaggerated being down a man. So now Craig with a lot of space here on this near side. Now switching fields to Murad, and Noonan able to keep that one in. Montreal again breaking it up. See if they can get something orchestrated here. As again, no time or space for any player right now as Louisville City gets it right back. And Smith again with a lot of space here on this near side. Sends the cross in, broken up, but will go out for a corner kick. Will be another another Louisville City corner kick presented by Falls City Beer. And Del Piccolo again standing over this one. With McCabe standing close in case they decide to go with another short pass. Del Piccolo sends this one in, met by Louisville City head. Broken up by Montreal, and we'll actually have a whistle and a foul going against Louisville City.
Unless something really drastically, the bottom falls out for Louisville, Scotty Goodwin's going to come in. He's behind the bench, warming up with a purpose. He's not just staying warm back there. He's getting ready to come in the game. So that'll get the crowd fired up. A very popular player.
There's a look at him stretching right there as Now maybe a chance for Montreal, but broken up by Louisville City.
Ooh, that's dangerous. It's going to be a free kick in a very perilous spot. That's the danger here is, you know, all of a sudden they get a goal and James O'Connor's maybe a little leery about making a change. They've got a 14-match unbeaten streak going right now, and you can see that's one of his main focuses is not to lose momentum. This is a dangerous spot right here. Ranjitsingh trying to get his wall organized.
As Tabla was the one giving Louisville City back line a little bit of trouble there and actually drew the foul.
It's going to be...
As we'll have Kasher standing over this one, waiting for the okay by the ref. And he sends that ball rocketing towards the net, but going over. It'll be a goal kick for Louisville City. We got another look at that one.
Tries to bend it back under the bar, but just a little too high. Escapes any danger there.
There's a nice ball to Dakers if he's able to get onto the end of it.
Keep possession with a throw.
And they send that back out to Del Piccolo. Over to Murad. As they look to work along the far side. Davis with a nice pass to Quinn, but broken up by Montreal, and they look to get their counter started, but immediately met by Davis and Quinn.
They just come rocketing back. It's been a really, really cohesive group. This is what they do. They swing it. Now somebody will look to the middle here, not even really for the cross. And then, as you said, some quick one-touch passing in there. And if they turn it over, they come flying back as a group.
That's Quinn and Del Piccolo working in the middle of the field. And now they'll try the far side. Montreal doing well at the moment to not give too many holes for Louisville City. But they find one is now Smith on this near side. That ball, too much pace to get it to Dakers, will go out to Montreal. Just another look at Scotty warming up.
Give you an idea about the difference in the attack, as we've said. This Louisville team has been able to score some goals. They've had 14 different players score goals, led by Chandler Hoffman's 10. Montreal's only had 7 different players. Jackson Hamill's the only one with more than 2. He's got 3. So goals have been few and far between for this team, unfortunately.
As the first sub of the night for Louisville City, Dakers' night is done. And Andrew Lubin replacing him, and now Montreal. But again, Craig coming up with the key defensive tackle.
The Louisville team that won coming from behind playing with 10, so they should know they can't let up here. James O'Connor showing a little bit of a signs of disgust, not exactly happy with his team's focus, I think, here in the start of the second half.
As Montreal now for the first time in a while with a bit of possession. Broken up by Louisville City.
It's going to be a goal kick, I believe.
Poor goal kick there by Ranjitsingh, and that one going out of bounds to Montreal.
Well, that's the kind of stuff. That's what I'm talking about. The play of the offensive end, the pass in the corner with too much pace over the end line. That was an errant goal kick. Those are the kinds of things. And James O'Connor now just with his hands in his pockets, I think, saying, "What's going on, fellas?"
It's Montreal now. To Jackson. And we'll send it over to the far side. That cross sent into the box. But Smith will end up with it with Louisville City.
That's just a giveaway right there. They weren't doing that at all at the start of the game. They're just.
It's now maybe a chance for Louisville City as Lubin sends the ball in. And the shot going over the net is Hoffman, unable to get it on frame.
Oh, my. That was a bizarre sequence. Louisville made a poor pass, looked like they gave it away, and then won it back. And when they did, all of a sudden the counter was on. This is a beautiful ball. Hoffman, who hasn't made too many mistakes, just gets underneath that and sails it into the Coopers.
Looking over at the sideline, looks like Coach O'Connor may be giving Goodwin some last-minute instructions. I think he's getting ready to come on.
Yeah, I believe he is. Well, that's going to get a huge response from this crowd, I guarantee it.
So now Del Piccolo. Up to Smith with some space now. Up to Lubin.
Oh!
Nice move.
Well, they're going to win a throw-in out of it, and here comes Scotty, I think. And you'll hear it from the crowd.
Crowd really letting Goodwin hear it as Quinn giving him the captain's band for his last night in a Louisville City uniform.
It's going to be another substitution as well. Lancaster is going to come in for McCabe. So 3 substitutions so far for Louisville.
Now Smith trying to work with Lancaster there. They'll get it back. The cross sent in, looking for Davis, but that one was always long. Louisville City working from their back line. Smith pressured immediately.
Nicely won there. He's going to draw a foul, I believe. Nice play by.
That was Tabla there.
Number 54, Tabla with a nice play.
Montreal will get it here on the restart. Swinging the ball to the far side, a cross sent in, but met by Murad in the air. Montreal with another chance, the cross sent in, again met by a Louisville City player. Another shot, and Goodwin.
And Scotty gets his hand on one to deflect it over the bar, and that gets a response from the crowd.
So it'll be a corner kick for Montreal as a couple of opportunities back-to-back for Montreal.
You want to see Scott get in the action, but if you're James O'Connor, you're saying, fellas, they're playing a man down here, and we're on our heels a bit this half after pretty much dominating the first half.
Was that Joseph there on that last shot, causing Goodwin to send it over the post. Cross sent in. Broken up by Louisville City. Montreal, though.
Boy, they are really pushed up and only playing with 10 men. Louisville's got to find a way to get a counter and get that third one and really take all doubt out of this one.
Louisville City will get it here onto the throw-in.
They haven't been as nearly as sharp as they were at the start of this match, though.
Now over to Davis. Davis with the shot again. Crepeau coming up big off the rebound.
Oh.
Doing well to recover as Hoffman and Lancaster were chasing in on that one.
And he tries to start the quick counter, but there really wasn't space there, and Louisville may make him pay for that because here they come with their own counter.
As Lubin, and he'll lose it here. And Del Piccolo coming in late, trying to get a quick turnover.
That's frustrating when your team doesn't score a lot of goals. Crepeau trying to take a chance, start the quick counter up the left side with the long ball, but Louisville broke it up. We're going to get another substitution here. Cameron Porter's going to come out.
And number 77 on Coney will replace him.
Also entering the match, number 77, Brandon Montgomery. Replacing number 73, Zachary Secunda.
Secunda's night is done as well. Again, Louisville City up a man on the 61st minute. Louisville City still up 2-0 over Montreal. Now Del Piccolo over to Quinn. Almost giving it to Montreal. So now with some space again along this near side is Smith with a couple step overs.
They really didn't get a lot of their offense by beating people one-on-one in the first half, though, Jim. They did it with good ball movement, one-touch passing.
Now Noonan gets it into Davis. Davis allowed to operate with it. But cleared by Montreal. Only as far as Del Piccolo, though. And he'll get it to Lancaster. Lancaster with a nice move, the shot. And Crepeau getting a hand on it. Excuse me, that one going off the post, so it'll be a goal kick.
That was a nice individual move there, though, by Lancaster, cutting it back to his left foot and then just drilling it. Take a look at this. There it is, the cutback, and then bam, and off the pipe.
There's Lancaster making his presence known early.
Yep, that was a good individual move, but again, really like to see this team get back to the way they were moving the ball in that first half. Possession showing promise. That was quickly got the ball reversed here.
It's now Noonan. Back to Quinn. Quickly switching fields over to Lancaster with a bit of space. A quick pass, trying to get it back. So I believe that was Hoffman unable to get to Lancaster off the give and go. Louisville City gets it back. Ooh, potentially costly pass there, and they'll have to send that one back to Goodwin. Now Noonan getting it to the middle of the field over to Quinn, and now over to Smith.
Now this has a nice rhythm here again. They've gone side to side, spreading that defense. They did a terrific job of that almost the entire first half, Jim.
Absolutely. Is Lancaster now again looking for a hole, get it back. Nice move.
That's a good pass.
An even better pass to Quinn. Quinn trying to backheel it. And now Montreal putting the wheels on. Louisville City will clear it. It'll be a throw-in from Montreal as Craig coming over to provide to some support.
What a nice job to keep that one in. Nice defensive effort there.
With the back heel pass. Don't see that too often on the defensive end. It's now Quinn.
Out of room on this left side here, but they're going to wait for some guys coming from the back and build the attack.
Now over to Smith. Lancaster was making a run, but Smith waves him off. Back to Del Piccolo.
That's the kind of ball movement they had in the first half.
Beautiful play across.
Chance.
Sends it back to Davis, unable to keep it low.
That was the kind of attack they put together in the first half as we're going to get another substitution here for Louisville City. But what a nice job. And ended with a great opportunity just to strike over the bar. Chandler Hoffman's night's over.
His night is done, and Elijah Illick will replace him. Didn't really call Hoffman's name too many times as they really couldn't quite get the ball to him as a lot of the plays were going through Davis, Dakers earlier in that first half.
He did score a goal, though, so he wasn't completely ineffective.
That's maybe now a chance for Louisville City, but the save by Crepeau.
Crepeau's a really solid goalkeeper fundamentally in terms of his technique. That's one of the things that when you watched him and you heard the description, he's a young player, of course. He's on loan from the Impact, and he's made some good saves tonight.
As Hoffman, yes, indeed, did have that goal.
I mean, I didn't want to split hairs with you, but generally, if you score a goal, you've had some impact on the match.
Already. As now Louisville City with the chance here on the right side is Smith. They'll have space, sends it to Davis.
Nice. Oh, again, though, now they're getting back. Starting to get those runs, getting the ball wide, then to the middle, and a quick one-touch pass, and some opportunities. Boy, solid in the back, though. Just his defense has really come together.
Now working on the far side. And they'll switch fields now here to the near side to Smith once again. Smith with a lot of space. Get that up to Lubin.
Run.
We might have little cramps here as a Montreal player going down.
It doesn't seem like it's especially hot, but you know, that's there's a couple of players I noticed taking an extra minute to stretch.
This will actually give really every player, if they wanted, maybe a chance to get some water. Of course, Louisville City fans with the second goal tonight. Fans receive 50% off regular menu price large and extra large pizzas all day tomorrow by using promo code online LCFC50. It's LCFC50.
Is that Aaron M. Kangilwa down? I can't tell if that's who that is. We're on the far side, and with this angle that we have, I can't see his jersey number either on the monitor or from where we are.
As I believe you are right, that does look like M. Kangilwa.
That's exactly who it is. M. Kangilwa up now, and we'll have to wait to come back in. And in he goes.
Now Louisville City again A lot of space there. Get that into Lancaster, but his touch betrays him. Louisville City will maintain it though as Smith sends the cross in. Took a couple of deflections. Now Montreal will maybe try and get something started, but an errant pass all the way over to Quinn now. He'll switch fields again to Smith, who's had a lot of space here on this near side tonight. Craig with a long pass to Noonan. Now up to Davis. Davis making an excellent run.
Too far for him. Yep, good idea.
As Quinn was trying to chip it up to him. It was in the 70th minute here. Louisville City still up 2-0 over Montreal. Lancaster applying a lot of pressure. Illick as well.
Got those fresh legs, happy to challenge the ball.
As that ball played deep, but will go all the way out of bounds for a goal kick to Louisville City. Keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL and its 29 teams. As Louisville City working from the midfield. Up to Davis. Now over to Lancaster. He'll fancy a shot, but that one going wide. Again, Louisville City will win it back from Montreal. Smith with a long ball played along this near side, able to keep it in. Excuse me, Lubin sends that cross in. The shot.
How did that stay out? Was it deflected or did he just miss it?
So it looks like we'll have a goal kick here as Illick.
Well, nobody must have touched it. Tell you, this one looked like it was surely going to be in the back of the net. Beautiful ball. Illick comes onto it and heads it wide. Wow.
As on the other end during that replay, Goodwin having to come off his line to stop a Montreal attack.
As we said, they do go quickly in the counter, and that's one of the few times they've been able to get some pressure off that counter, and as you said, they'll force a corner kick.
As he lines it up, sends this one in, and Goodwin coming up to scoop the ball out of the air. And Goodwin with a nice heads-up pass, getting it to Del Piccolo. Del Piccolo will get it right back.
A lot of room here.
To Davis. Davis will send the ball in, and that one going over everybody's head.
Trying to chip it to the far corner. Here's a look at Scotty coming out. Does a nice job stepping between players in traffic, takes it cleanly. Louisville, of course, trying to hold off the Red Bulls in the standings. They came into play today with a 3-point lead on the Red Bulls. And the Red Bulls had a scoreless tie a couple days ago against the defending league champions Rochester, so they didn't make up a lot of room, only made up 1 point. Louisville with a 3-point lead in the table, but the New York Red Bulls too has a game in hand. So I'll tell you, as well as Louisville's played, Red Bulls won't go away. They are right on their tails.
As Montreal making a couple of changes, to Sinan coming on. As well as number 42, Yoseki. go out for Montreal throw-in. And playing the long ball, but Smith is there to pick it up out of the sky. Montreal now working from the middle of the field. A long pass over to the near side. Broken up by Louisville City.
Giveaway there. Those are the things they, as we said, they really weren't doing early.
This tableau, the cross, broken up by Smith though, and he'll try and save it.
Saves giving up the corner, but Montreal will keep possession. But that was there was really a lot of room there. There's no reason for Louisville to turn it over like that. If you do turn it over, this Montreal team is going to be on it with a counter. No question. That is how they're built.
There's Mark Anthony Kay coming on for Louisville City, and George Davis the fourth. His night is done.
So that should be 5. He's used all 5 of his substitutions, I believe.
That ball flicked up into the air. Have a whistle. Goodwin taking his time on this one here. So he's still up with that 2-0 lead over Montreal. Ball actually going out off of the restart. Ball played back to Crepeau. They like applying a little bit of pressure. Long ball played along the far side, broken up though by Louisville City, and they'll try and get their counter started. Smith was trying to get that up to Lubin, and he'll lose it. That ball played up to Lubin along this near side. A nice move to give him some space. The pass deflected. Now another pass to Illick, but he's off.
See James O'Connor turning his back to the field there. A little unhappy, and that with good reason compared to the way they started this game, Jim. That's the kind of play they would have probably gotten a shot opportunity anyway out of that. They're just not quite as sharp. I realize they've changed their chemistry, they changed their lineup a little bit, but playing 11 v 10 here, they haven't really created very many chances.
So credit to Montreal as well, as the defense has really stepped up this half, making it a little bit more difficult for Louisville City. As you're right, they really have not been as sharp this half. They've had a couple of moments, of flashes of what we saw in really the first 30 minutes.
30 minutes was constant. On both ends, swarming to defense and offensively. Boy, they were really, really crisp.
It's now Murad. And Craig will play along the back line. Good hustle there by Montreal to Tabla.
He's played a hard match. He really has. And I like the hustle here late, down 2 goals.
So now Quinn picks it up in the middle of the field. Played over to Smith. Nice sequence of moves there by Yoseki to win it back from Montreal, and he'll send this ball deep.
Offside.
So he was trying to find Sannon. Now maybe a chance for Louisville City. That pass broken up by Yoseki. And he's coming up a little hobbled there, so he'll look to try and walk that off.
You know, one of the differences, that ball in that situation probably goes out a little bit wider when they come from one side to the other in the first half, and then there's somebody coming from the back to the middle to run onto it and take a chance. It's a little bit more congested than it was in the first half.
Absolutely. This is another Louisville City corner kick presented by Fall City Beer, and Del Piccolo sends it in, headed out of bounds.
We get another change here to the visitors.
As Tabla, who played extremely well tonight, his night is done, as again he was coming up a little gimpy on that last play, and he'll be replaced.
Michael Jaros going to come in, number 48.
In the 81st minute here, again, Louisville City still up 2-0 over Montreal. A number of changes in both lineups here now.
Oh, nicely defended there.
As Murad sliding in to win it back for Louisville City. Up to Anthony Kay. And they'll switch fields again over to Smith along this near side. But Montreal covering well. Not too many gaps at the moment, but Louisville City may have just found one as Noonan with the ball gets into the box, sends a cross in, broken up by Montreal. It's now maybe a chance again for Louisville City as Illick, nice cutback, sends the ball centering to Lubin, takes a deflection, not out of danger yet. As Illick again sending the ball in, still not out of danger. Montreal eventually clearing it. But my goodness, that was asking a lot of the defense there, and it may not be over as Noonan now racing to win this ball. Along the far side, sends the cross in.
Nicely played there. Crepeau in heavy traffic goes up and takes it cleanly.
And a flurry of attempts for Louisville City right there, but the Montreal defense playing extremely well. As the attendance announced, and we've got just over 6,600 here tonight. Now Mark Anthony Kay. He'll send the cross in, takes a deflection over to Illick. Illick, a nice nutmeg. I'll play it over to Smith. Smith, the cross. Almost an own goal.
What a stop. That may have been the stop of the night on an own goal. Crepeau, fantastic save to deflect it off the post. What a play that was.
A burst of speed there for Montreal, and they'll hold it up on the far side. Turnover there from Louisville City, but Craig is right there to make Montreal have to pump the brakes. Beautiful move, shot, and save for Scotty Goodwin. And he'll look to get the counter started right away.
They have a chance here. That was a nice distribution there, and Louisville's got space.
As Lubin now to Illick. Illick the shot, and it going over as Crepeau was diving. But again, Illick's shot going just over the post.
They're hitting everything. They're hitting the post. They're hitting the side of the net. That one, they hit the support pole behind the goal. They just haven't been able to get one past this guy. Crepeau's been very, very good today. That save on the own goal possible. That would have been 2 matches in a row with an own goal had that gone in.
So now Mark-Anthony Kay gets the ball over to Illick. Illick unable to get a foot onto it. But he'll hold the ball. And now sends it over to Smith. Over to Quinn. Del Piccolo almost losing it. And Smith sends the cross in as Lancaster was racing in. But again, Montreal's defense being tested a lot in the last several minutes, but not yielding anything.
But they are under siege, though. You're right. Charbonneau distributed that, cleared that, and now got turned right back around. But they win it back. Montreal does.
Play broken up by Noonan, and he gets it up to Mark-Anthony Kay, and he's off to the races along that far side. He'll send the cross in again. A nice header, but that one was always wide as Lubin was coming in.
Boy, I watched Charbonneau on that one. He is just gassed trying to come back on that defensive right side. And Louisville had all sorts of space, but couldn't get it on goal.
It's an 86th minute here. Louisville City still up 2-0, although again, a number of chances here in the last several moments. As the ball played back to Goodwin.
Tonight's Modelo Man of the Match voted by you is number 17, Chandler Huffman. Man of the Match is
And
presented
the Modelo Man of the Match tonight was Chandler Hoffman for Louisville City.
Hoffman had the second goal of the match. Louisville got 2 closely together. His in the 13th minute after Davis scored in the 11th minute.
Now Louisville City. We'll get it over to Noonan here again on the far side. He'll take himself a shot, and that one going well over the post.
Here's the save on the own goal we're going to try and get a look at. Well, we will eventually, hopefully, because it was a spectacular save by Crepeau.
Louisville City again playing along the back line, again to Noonan. Plays it up to Mark-Anthony Kay, picked up by Crepeau.
Nice ball to the middle. Here's the counter. This is the way they like to play. But again, look at the numbers for Louisville back. Good ball, trouble.
There's now a chance. Montreal and Goodwin coming up with the stop. But Montreal will hold on to it here. As Sannon looking to go one-on-one. He'll send a cross, and that one will go over the back line for a goal kick.
Did Scotty get a piece of that?
He got a piece of the first one.
Let's take a look. Oh, this is the almost own goal. Nope. No, that was not the own goal save. It was a diving save with his right hand that he deflected off the post.
Now maybe a chance here for Louisville City as Lubin sends the cross in, beats everybody, now to Kay. He'll cut it back, take a shot. Will deflect it, but he'll hold on to it. Del Piccolo plays it to Illick. That'll go out for a corner.
It's another Louisville City corner kick presented by Paul.
this is the own goal, almost the own goal. What a stop off the defender in the middle there. And that's the element of surprise, too, because you're not really expecting your own player to bring it back at you like that. And Crepeau quickly got to his right, got his right hand on it, and deflected it off the post, or that one's in the back of the net. That was probably the most challenging save of the night off his own player.
That's DePiccolo with the cross, and that one not going to anybody. But that was Yoseki there. His deflection almost giving Louisville City the 3-0 lead. But again, the combination of Crepeau and the post coming up huge for Montreal right there. As into the final minute of regulation, we'll be sure to have some additional minutes added on. Now Quinn. As Louisville City, of course, can afford to just hold on to the ball here. Now Smith. That ball played up to Lubin. Lubin holds on to it. But again, Montreal's defense tested here in the last several moments.
Lubin stuck in the goal there. It's 2 minutes of added time, by the way, as you can see right there.
As it's another Louisville City corner kick presented by Falls City Beer. Quinn sends the ball in. Craig heads it up. Lancaster will try and save it. On that one actually going just out of bounds. Actually, the
offside.
Lubin was offside there.
Louisville City got a little break there. I think it was a double deflection and went back off the Louisville player, but they keep possession here. Trying to run out this last couple of minutes.
There's Lancaster. Cuts it back, and we'll have a foul here going against Montreal.
Nice work by Lancaster as Louisville tries to add the last second exclamation point right from the pitcher's mound here.
It's both Lancaster and Quinn standing over this one.
If Piccolo ran in from the back here, he'd have all sorts of room. Or even play it right to Quinn and let him just one-time it.
As Lancaster will take it himself in a nice attempt, but Crepeau is there to stop him as that one being cleared out of bounds.
And that's going to do it.
As Louisville City holding off Montreal here in the second half, 2-0. And Bob, really a tale of two different halves.
Yeah, Louisville was not awful in the second half, but they were terrific in the first half, and especially the first 30 minutes of that first half. Their defense, solid all night, was spectacular, and their offense was so cohesive. They were terrific collectively. The great ball movement, spreading the defense sideline to sideline, and getting opportunity after opportunity. They had some in the second half as well, but the first half they were much more cohesive chances. Crepeau did a terrific job, the goalkeeper for Montreal, kept this thing closer than it might have been. Louisville could have easily broken this thing open to a 3 or 4 goal margin, but still Louisville keeps their unbeaten streak intact. It is now 15 matches, and they are fully 6 points clear of New York Red Bulls 2 for first place in the Eastern Conference.
And Louisville City, of course, also to send off Scotty Goodwin in his final match in a Louisville City jersey with a 2-0 victory over FC Montreal. Don't go anywhere, as Bob and I will be right back with the post-game and second half highlights.
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score! Bernardo Fords. Hey, it's in! Rochester has the lead. And again, it's St. Louis.
Welcome back here into the postgame show as there's a look at Scotty Goodwin being thrown up into the air by all his teammates, and the Louisville Coopers and Louisville City fans loving every minute of it as Scott Goodwin able to end his career for Louisville City, his professional career, with a 2-0 victory over FC Montreal. As I'm Jim Womble once again alongside Bob Valvano. And Bob, that was a really interesting second half, and really a tale of two different halves.
Yeah, I mean, the drama in this was pretty much removed when Montreal was forced to play with 10 men after that straight red card in the first half. But Louisville's performance in the second half, while not unimpressive, was not nearly the level it was when they were playing 11v11 at the start of this match. They were absolutely on fire. The defense, knowing the reputation of this Montreal team to be good in the counter, their defense was swarming back to the ball, always getting numbers, never letting that counter really get any momentum. And then offensively, they looked so good, absolutely playing sideline to sideline, and then a lot of intricate one-touch passing or in the middle of the field, getting a bunch of good opportunities. They really had a 2-0 lead and looked like it could have been more. It was a terrific job by Crepeau defensively, the goalkeeper from Montreal, to keep this thing even as close as it was. But by and large, the second half, not quite at the level it was in the first half, but a good ending for Scotty Goodwin. He got to make a couple of saves, and he and Ranjinsing team up for a clean sheet, and Louisville gets the 2-0 win to go to 15 straight unbeaten matches. A remarkable run for this club.
And of course, Louisville City able to avenge its home loss last year to FC Montreal, which again they lost that one 4-0. But again, Louisville City with the 2-0 victory, sending Scotty Goodwin off in winning fashion. As we'll get a look here at the second half highlights. And here we are. Excuse me, actually this full game, my apologies, as Smith there in the early going was working with McCabe. And boom, right away, George Davis the fourth off a nice turn on his defender, gets the shot and beats Crepeau to the far post. And there's a look at that second goal, and Chandler Hoffman adding to his tally. And George Davis there, a little physical play there as Davis, and here is the red card, really the moment of the first half outside the 2 goals. The straight red is Dakers getting elbowed in the face. So now look here in the second half, excuse me, the first half again, Ranjinsing being challenged, and here was probably the moment of the match. Scott Goodwin coming on and Aiden Quinn giving him the captain's band, and there was a huge round of applause for him as Goodwin there getting in on the action actually with the save. And there's George Davis again, but Crepeau played a magnificent game. And in the second half, a number of close calls as Lancaster, again, Crepeau was there, but that one going off the post. And Illick, that one somehow going past everybody, but also missed the net, as that was maybe one of the best chances in the second half. And there's Illick again. He had a number of chances, but all of them going long. And that was the final look at Goodwin in a Louisville City jersey, and the Louisville Coopers loving again every second of it. Well, for Bob Valvano, I'm Jim Womble, and for Turbo Sporting Group's producing company, and the cameraman and everybody else working the games tonight, excellent job as we'll end with a look at the stats from the game. And the one glaring stat, 25 shots for Louisville City for the game as opposed to just 5 for Montreal. 6 on target for Louisville City, 8 corner kicks, 9 fouls, that yellow card, and then again, of course, that red card for Montreal. But once again, for everybody here at Louisville Slugger Field here in Louisville, Kentucky, so long until next time, as Louisville City has another home match here next week, as Bob and I will be along for the call.
Stretched out to the middle, back to
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score!